Alright, switch couches.
Switch couches, huh?
Switch couches.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
That's
that picture will
that's
be
the first time in
It's
ever.
weird. It's weird because I was thinking about that the other day.
Now it's becoming a reality.
What the fuck? It's a different vibe over here.
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
I like it. I'm more comfortable than normal right here.
That is a very comfortable couch.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah, that's why I can't get rid of it. I've had it forever, but I thoroughly enjoy that. It's nice and cool in the summertime.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's, I like sleeping on that one. I've slept on that one before.
Yeah,
Sure we all
I
have.
think I've slept on both of these couches.
Yeah.
Me too. They both have their pros and cons.
One time I woke up with Dave sleeping on this one and his feet were like at the plant.
It's that comfortable. Yeah, so it's taking me a little second here to readjust to this new fucking position.
Oh, I'm fucking
That's what
vibing.
she said.
I'm vibing over here. Dig it.
Yeah, see,
it's
that's
real, I feel like
now you know why I'm always fucking vibing.
I didn't even think of that. That's true. This is the vibe couch.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, that's why I said I needed a second to get used to this vibe.
Speaking of vibes, so when you go to like a show or something, right, and it's a specific band, like let's say Five Finger Death Punch, because everyone hates them. What do we know 90% of the attendees are going to have?
A Blue Lives Matter patch.
Oh, well. All right, let's think more like
A
non-political.
Punisher fucking hat. I don't know.
A Punisher hat's more close, but what tattoos, right?
Yeah.
Most of these fucking people, you just think that, like, in your head. Like, I remember one time we went to Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson, and I probably said something to piss off my girlfriend, and she goes, well, there's going to be a lot of hot tattooed dudes at that show. We went there. She's like, there's no hot guys here at all. I'm like, there's a lot of hot chicks, so guess what? Like, so we were talking about vibing, and, like, with tattoos and stuff, everyone is surprised that I don't have any. I'm sure Bob gets that sometimes, right? I think it got to a point where I just didn't want... I felt like everyone was getting them, that, like, it's not even a rebellion thing anymore. Like, but you have a shit ton of them. When did you start getting them?
See, it's so crazy. I just figured out. I'm sitting here. I'm so fucking weird. Now I see why Chris looks over and talks to Bob all the time.
Yes!
It's like
Because I
see
thought that bugged him sometimes,
It
because
just-
I
it
know
was
it takes away from, like,
it was
us
a little
too.
weird to me, but I get it now.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're directly in front of me.
Yes, yes. So it's easier to turn away.
And like
Vibes. See, we're learning.
Like we literally like just kicked this off, and you already took control of the episode. Like,
Yeah.
that happens from that fucking chair.
Looks like it's not the person. All right.
No, yeah, okay. So what was the question again?
All right. Okay. Let's start easy here. When did you know you wanted a tattoo, and is it directly associated with the people that you've seen in music? Did music have a direct fucking... Did you have a direct response to tattoos because of music?
When I was a little kid, like, my parents fucking... One of their party buddies had this fucking tattoo of Woodstock on their arm. Like, with a cool cigarette hanging out of the hand,
Like
too.
the original logo.
Like the original the Woodstock
Woodstock.
with Snoopy.
Yeah,
Woodstock,
okay, yeah.
The little yellow bird.
Yeah.
So I always thought it was the fucking coolest thing. So then, after that, I was, like, when I turned 18, was going to get a tattoo one way or another.
Yeah.
And, surprisingly, before we even get any further, like, this is the first tattoo I got, and I'll tell you where I came to this idea, but this was almost going to be a Hatchet Man. This was a fucking 11th hour fucking
that was a close
decision.
One.
This is why I wanted to ask the first question.
And like I've had this one since I've been 18, so 23 years.
Did it used to be a Hatchet Man and you did something to it?
No. But when I look down at it, it just reminds me of the Hatchet Man that's not there.
That's almost as bad.
It's weird. No, and the thing is, like, I wanted to get a tattoo when I turned 18.
Yeah.
My uncle had these fucking, like, stick and poke tattoos on his forearm. One was, like, of a sunset. It's real basic. The other one was the Zoso Zeppelin logo.
Oh, cool. From stick and poke tattoos?
Yeah, but it looked, for a stick and poke, it was decent.
Yeah.
It looked like a Zeppelin logo. I always thought it was pretty fucking rad.
Right.
But anyways, this first one, And I went with my mom to get a tattoo too, and she walked out with her whole fucking leg done up. I'm like,
That
what
frog,
the?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like what the
remember
fuck?
that,
Like I didn't
yeah.
know we were doing fucking full pieces. But I was trying to think of like something to get, and like I said, it was the hat at the time. It was the fucking Hatchet Man, and
So that would have been your first tattoo.
I would have been.
It's a lot of people's first tattoos.
I know, and like I thought about it for a while too, and kind of struggled. Like, should I get the fucking Hatchet Man? Should I not? And then I thought of the Ween logo, which I have yet to get, which will be there in the future.
That's surprising because that's a quick fucking.
And
that's
well,
a quick fucking piece.
like 3 of these tattoos I have were almost fucking boognishes that ended up not being at the last second. Just like that didn't end up being a fucking Hatchet Man.
Dude, we should have a
But-
tattoo party. I mean, you should get tattoos for the first time on air. You can wear the mask.
See, I came up. Listen, I thought of this fucking.
Yeah, sure.
I thought of the super fucking rad idea. Like, for promotion of this show, I would get a fucking basic bitch Tramp stamp tattoo. And, like,
Yes.
I thought it was the fucking greatest thing, and I fucking... Some people in this fucking room did not think that was a good idea. Or, like, they did not see how...
I think it's fantastic.
Like, I'm saying, like, basic, like a fucking butterfly, or a fucking, like, infinity symbol, birds breaking off.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was a fucking great idea.
Well, tramp stamps grind my gears, but not when James Kenneth gets it. I would love that.
Like, it's something I'd be willing to do. Now I see a
Not
little bit-
just like a Doors at 7 thing on your arm, like you want a butterfly tramp stamp.
It could be doors at 7 in the fucking butterfly
Yeah, one
wings.
wing is doors at 7, the other
Yeah.
wing is kitchen at 9.
Oh, yes!
Dude, like, I would do it.
Dave, who can we get over here for a tattoo party in 2 weeks?
Like, I would fucking do it.
And I think we all should a Doors at 7 fucking tattoo, even if it's small. And for our first tattoos, I am willing to get a Doors at 7 tattoo before a One Way Terror tattoo.
I think
What-
I would have to go to Patreon. It would cost some money. If
Now-
we buy mics, then I would do it.
Now me and you don't have tattoos. We'll get back to your shit in one second. Are you? I like being in the leader chair. It does something to you. It grasps you in.
I know, I'm gonna start having a fucking mental breakdown.
You can lay down right there. It's nice. You're not going to want to move from that spot because that couch has a bad omen on it. But this one I feel much better in. Staying here for a few weeks.
Just until I get my shit in order.
I want to wake up on this thing every fucking night. Like, hey, good morning. Eat breakfast and stuff.
Maybe
you know.
he needs a spot for a couple of weeks. I'm not against letting you have it. Anyways.
You know what? Maybe that's what we'll do. The next couple episodes will be right here. The tattoo guy tattooing your tramp stamp will be right there. And whatever you're getting, because you're definitely getting one. I'm putting you through that if I'm going through. Now, here's the thing. Is any of it fear? Because for me, it's literally not.
No, not at all.
And I would fucking admit to it. Now it's just I have a blank canvas, and I don't know if putting anything on it is even worth it at 33 years old. Do you ever feel that way? Is that sort of part of it?
No, it's always money. Like,
Yeah,
I always have
that's-
something better to spend my money on, and when I do have extra money, it's like always temporary.
Yeah, that's a huge part. And it's funny for me because I thought with my devotion to the groups and even movies that I love, like, that's the kind of shit I want. Like, picturesque fucking style, but with originality, but of the bands and shit that I love. I would think those things are
Like a dope-ass fucking Noel and Liam Gallagher fucking 3-dimensional black and white portrait.
no. Not for me.
No.
You would like that?
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but like a black, like
Insert
like
another
portraits
band's name there.
or album covers. I thought because all that shit is
You want a Gene
hardwired in.
Simmons with a fucking tongue that goes all the way down.
I
your
mean,
wrist.
the shit's you would think.
I didn't want to
If
say
you
it.
got that on a stomach, that'd
That'd be fucked up.
That would be fucking kind of awesome.
No, but that's obviously the shit I'd be getting tattooed on me is fucking band and movie related shit. But and all that shit's hardwired in me. Like I know it's never gonna leave my shit. Like I know it's always gonna be my thing. And I don't know why I never bite the bullet. 'Cause I feel a lot of it is with tattoos is like People get shit they don't even want. Look at the cover-up industry.
Oh yeah.
Like, people make
Well,
stupid...
plus
That's
people-
why I don't want to... I never wanted to jump in that world right away like that.
I mean, especially people are young when they start getting them, and they make stupid choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely
Like-
have Sublime some.
Yeah, you would.
For sure.
And funny story about, well, kids make dumb choices. They go to fucking whoever's readily available to them.
Yeah.
Like most of my shit I think about a little bit before. Like I said, even the Hatchet Man, which at the last minute changed into this little fucking design here, which I actually sat on my... Went and got the mail the day of the appointment because I was still thinking Hatchet Man. Or possibly Boognish, but for some reason Hatchet Man was standing out in my mind. And on the back of the mail I was drawing little designs. I was thinking like some almost Sublime-esque. And like back in the 90s, there was no Google or anything. And I knew like Bradley had a fucking tattoo right here. I didn't know what the fuck it was, so I was just like making these little designs and shit. And I thought like if you're going to a shop, the artist of the shop's gonna take whatever drawing you got, they're gonna modify it a little bit, make it cooler,
Yeah.
and then do it. But the lady, and it was a good shop, it was like on Hurdle. They were in tattoo magazines at the time when not a lot of people were in tattoo magazines.
Yeah.
So if your shop was in there, like you were pretty exclusive or whatever. And the lady like literally did it exactly how I fucking drew it on the envelope. I literally wanted like some fucking thicker lines, make it look more like rounder and a star. It was just like this little spiral with fucking like simple little rays coming off of it. The spiral just represents like craziness because I was still crazy at 18.
Yeah.
And that was the first one. Could have been a Hatchet Man. So now, like, and for years I forgot it even exists, and then I'd look down and be like, oh, that was almost a fucking Hatchet Man. And then I'd sit there like, would it have been cooler in red or green? Because that was another thing, like, what color do I want it to be?
Red or green. Was this early on? What year was this?
This was probably 98.
Oh, okay. So you were an original Juggalo.
Oh yeah,
I'll give you that.
That's the real deal. This
I'm
is
kind
before
of feeling like your next tattoo is going to be a hatchet.
a Hatchet Man Tramp stamp.
A hatchet butterfly tray.
And the butterfly goes with ICP too, with that whole
Oh,
butterfly thing that he talks about. That is great. That's what we're doing.
I don't know.
A hatchet man with butterfly wings.
I'll get the garbage pail kit of me that you designed tattooed on me. I think that'd be funny.
That'd
as
be
fuck.
hilarious.
With the Kiss shirt and everything. We should have a tattoo party here and have someone come over and tattoo. What would you get right now if you could choose a tattoo? What would you get?
I know something. Let me guess. I know one thing that you might. The cover of Mr. Bungle's Disco Volante.
No, but it is artwork from within Disco Volante. So in the
Or it's the back.
yeah,
picture.
it's in the back of the middle. But there's this drummer guy in a suit with like a triangle for a head.
Okay.
And I just thought it was always pretty sweet because it's like you're rocking out, but you're in a suit, and then there's the whole triangle
That's cool.
thing. Yeah, and then maybe making the triangle head a sun instead, like a black sun, like with a shit coming out. But
That's cool.
yeah, so that was always one that was on my radar.
We should fucking do this. We should get tattoos.
But I would definitely do Boognish.
I was gonna say we should get.
Pirate Fish.
I'd get matching Boognish tattoos with maybe a Doors at 7 like twist to it in a way.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten into the Brown episodes yet. The Ween episodes, which are so fucking gonna be
close.
Yeah, yeah, we're getting.
I know, but they're gonna be so epic. Like it's a 2-part series.
Yeah.
Which I gotta get on my end of that.
Yeah, 2-part series that no one even knows about.
Yeah.
I want to say people either love or hate that band, but people either love or don't know that band, and the mass majority of people don't know that band.
I don't think that's true.
Dude.
I know some people that hate that band. You work with somebody that hates that band.
Yeah, but they don't know that band, man. Like they don't. They didn't.
Get it. They don't get it.
Bear got it because Bear had very little introduction, if any, before seeing that show. Did he have any introduction?
I thought he wasn't he starting to watch
No,
some live shit?
He heard about it when I mentioned it. And he's like, "Yeah, I heard those guys. I'm gonna check them out." And then he was starting.
Oh, then he was sold after that.
Yeah, then he saw that show, and then he was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, he fucking loved it. The next 3 times I seen him, he talked about Ween.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's like And once you get in there, it's like a little club. Like sometimes I listen to Ween, I'm like, I don't have an answer to why I listen to this shit. I really don't. I don't know why I listen to this. It's not that. It's really. I understand why people hate it.
Yeah.
Like, but you're in that world now, and you become so much. And again, I think if people were exposed to the live versions of those songs opposed to the studio versions, especially the first three. Well, not the first three, but Godween, Satan. What are the other real? The Pod and Pure Guava are almost unlistenable to human ears unless you know that fucking band and those songs. Dude,
like Pure Guava is one of the greatest
Pure
fucking
Guava.
albums. Of
I
all
still have
time.
James's copy of Pure Guava.
if I was to put
And that's an original, like, seeing him on Beavis and Butthead, and also knowing somebody that we might be bringing on the show, going to school with them and hearing him ask the French teacher what polo asado meant, because they're listening to this band called Ween. And I just overheard this conversation, and then seeing the Beavis and Butthead video of Push Little Daisies, like, I was at the mall getting Pure Guava the next day.
That's the one that I sent you guys recently, right? Of course you'd already seen it. Remember I sent it in one of the chats?
Yeah.
Is that the one? That's sort of the first time you ever seen them then?
I mean, yeah, probably.
I would absolutely get a Ween tattoo, because I know I'm in that shit for life now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird, 'cause like I said, a couple of these were going to be Ween tattoos and got changed at the last minute.
There's a lot of really good Ween artwork out there.
Yeah, I know. And
Yeah.
And I have a couple different ideas I've sketched out, and just basic even bugnishes.
Like, I always thought the Mollusk cover was really cool
Like,
and make for a cool tattoo, but that's got to be done right because it's so layered and multifaceted.
I've seen some really good ones.
Yeah, I've seen a couple really good ones too on the wall.
Like, I
I've
have
seen
this-
some really bad ones, like just boognish ones too.
I have this Descendants tattoo, and I got this, like, right after... Like, I had my meltdown, like, left the band and shit, was, like, getting my shit together a little bit. I was going back to fucking... Gonna go back to school, so I had gone and, like, done all the orientations and shit. And... Just my buddy of mine had a fucking shop, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come through. And I was gonna get a fucking boognish, but that day I just happened to be listening to fucking Descendants, and, like, thinking about how I was going to school, and I was, like, leaving this other thing behind that I did that kind of, like, saved me, whatever. And then I was, like, listening to Milo Goes to College. I'm like, I need to get a Milo tattoo, so... And my buddy didn't even show up, like, something happened with him, and this other dude that worked in the shop just fucking did this Milo, but that could have been a boognish that day.
No. So I was going to ask you,
Like,
with all the bands you love, like I see the Deftones.
There's 2 Deftones, actually.
So...
I got the Boy Pony was going to be a boognish, and it was, like, fucking... So, like I said, there's a couple that were going to be a
I'm
boognish.
beginning to think you really don't like Ween.
Yeah.
I just wanted, like, I wanted it to be right.
Yeah, I get the
Like,
whole back piece.
maybe. I'm actually thinking, like, getting a whole fucking huge-ass boognish on the front of my leg on this leg.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. Like I
was
said,
picturing the one, like, on your stomach, kind of,
like Eric
up on your
Wilson from
chest.
Sublime has
Yeah.
a huge boognish on his fucking stomach.
Is that right?
It says Ween,
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't
Does
know
it?
that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, he's got a huge one, like, right in the middle of his fucking big old gut.
shit.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't know that either. Yeah. They're one of those
So-
identifiable bands, but only if you know who they are, I feel.
So, yeah, like, band tattoos, 2 Deftones ones, because fucking Deftones, like, this one's a cover of the self-titled album, but
Yeah.
I didn't want the roses behind it.
Yeah,
With
what
the
was
skull.
the reasoning for not having the roses?
Yeah, 'cause,
I was
like-
going to ask you that, too.
I just don't need fucking roses on my wrist.
Yeah, I get that.
But
Like-
it's still totally
like I-
identifiable.
I had this blue shit that looks
Dude,
kind of just
Roses
like...
on My Wrist is the most emo band name ever.
That's the name of the
Holy
episode. So
fuck.
that's,
Roses on My Wrist.
that's the name of this episode, and
Myself now.
then we'll use a
Instead,
Ween
though,
reference
like,
for the flyer.
I had my
Roses
dude...
are free.
My dude put, like... I had him put, like, phantoms, like Scooby-Doo looking kind of phantoms in here, and then, like, some faces of tortured souls.
I never even noticed that.
Yeah,
That's pretty rad.
most people never do. They just think it's some blue filler, but instead of having the roses, yeah, some tortured souls. And then, like...
And the white pony does pop on your wrist where it is.
I mean, that's... And that's one of the... Like, when White Pony first came out, I was so fucking disappointed. Like, did not like the album. I did not like any of the songs on it. I gave it, like, 1 or 2 listens, put it away for, like, a year or 2. And then one night I was, like, drawing some pictures super late at night and fucking wanted something to listen to. I threw fucking White Pony on, and I was like, oh my god, this is the best fucking album. So I think, like, at least one of these I got literally right after, like, a day or two after I was at a Deftones show.
Right. See, I tried to get into that band, and I cannot, and I don't know why. And I know you love them. And I've tried, but I think Chino's badass.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Like, I remember, like, seeing him, like, when fucking Adrenaline came out, and then fucking Around the Fur. And, like, me and my, like, certain group of friends just listened to Around the Fur for fucking months and years on end. So it was, like, some kind of like that. And then some of the... Like, I obviously have the Public Enemy tattoo. I've talked about that,
Right.
how I fucking had the bullet hole put in because the kids were fucking with me. And when I got that done, working at One Eye Jacks, there used to be this kid when I first started working there, and he was a little bit younger than me. This, like, big fat dude, kid, whatever. But he wanted to be a rapper so fucking bad. So, like, I don't even know if Dave was around when this kid was around. Big Dave was, you can ask him about him.
Okay, yeah.
But this kid, like, he called himself LT, and he was just trying to rap so bad. And I, like, I even have, I recorded a fucking bunch of songs with him one day at my house with the fucking Buzzhound fucking computer recording system. So there is a fucking tape, rap tape that exists.
Back to you, too. You
Yeah.
Get that shit up and running.
I know.
It better come around. We better be seeing that shit.
And me on there, too.
And-
I was doing all
Jimmy
the production.
James.
All the fucking... This kid wanted to be a fucking rapper, so I started drawing him, like, some graffiti logos for, like, his shit, and he went up to Canada and got this fucking graffiti logo that I designed for his album tattooed on his fucking forearm. And then, I gave him another graffiti logo, and he got it tattooed on his other forearm. And he was going up to get that one. I'm like, I'll go up with you and get a tattoo, whatever. That's when I got the Public Enemy one in Canada. And we get there... And I thought I was getting the dude like he was getting the tattooed from because he did a pretty good job. But I got the fucking Apprentice, and the kid was all jacked on fucking pills, and like I didn't know it till we had already started, kind of thing. And like I looked at his portfolio because I'm like, I'm not just gonna fucking like I saw the other dude I thought I was getting. I'm like, no, you get him. And he was just all jacked on pills. He kind of fucking jacked it a little bit.
That's
like,
a Public Enemy one. Let's see it, and then we'll put it for everyone's viewing pleasure right here.
Like, the coloring was fucked up. You can see, like, I had it colored in again. You can see the old coloring. Like, he did a good job with the bullet hole, but, like...
Well, the good news is he was able to leave a lot of free skin space with the way the tattoo is, so he couldn't really fuck it up that bad. I don't really see many...
Because I said I had it filled in again. Yeah, and then some of these fucking tattoos, like, they're like represent bands. They're not like the real, like this one for instance, this boombox. Like this is supposed to be a Beastie Boys kind of tattoo.
Yeah.
But, like it doesn't say Beastie Boys or it's not based on the artwork. There's going to be a little bit more extra stuff to it, but my tattoo guy who did most of my work, like he was working in a shop, like I said, I usually go to his fucking house or whatever, he comes to my house, we just hang out.
Yeah.
He just started working there, I'm like, show up at the shop, but the day I showed up to do this, he just got done sitting through like this fucking gnarly 5-hour fucking chest outline of a fucking like satanic fucking
right before he
goat.
worked on you.
Yeah, and he was
satanic goat.
He was just all sore. He didn't really want to do it, but I think it was Valentine's Day, and like
you're like, bro, I made this appointment months
it
ago.
was at work, and it was like kind of snowy and shit, and like
you make tattoos. You need
Valentine's Day.
I know.
I needed a tattoo. I needed to feel the needle.
My Valentine.
Oh my God.
My Valentine had to work a fucking double at the fucking memory care unit. So what was I gonna do? Just go see my Like I said, me and him used to sit down and fucking just like we both have girl issues or something. We'd just be like chilling out, fucking heartbroken with the Misfits and Sepultura and tattoos and horror comics and shit, and just
You were broing out hard. So hard.
So that one never really got finished, and then like I have this one in the middle, which is this like ghost and this pumpkin, which like represents the Smashing Pumpkins. But out of all like they have tons of fucking cool ass artwork and shit.
right.
But this is actually like on Billy Corgan's guitar that he recorded Siamese Dream on. These are the stickers, and they're also like since being a sticker collector, I recognize these stickers from being like the
Oh,
early
so there's
80s,
that
but-
meaning too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a double thing too because of being a sticker collector.
So a Smashing
But-
Pumpkins fan as big as yourself would immediately recognize those, but
don't even-
I did not recognize those.
I don't even I don't know. It was kind of a
I
stretch.
thought it was like Casper the Abominable Snowman.
Okay. These are like the stickers these come from. They're like
You see it, right?
I think
they were the like early '80s Hallmark Halloween sticker set, and he's
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
me
about.
too. My parents,
Yeah.
And
that's what I
that's
thought
like-
looked familiar.
and there's a couple stars,
Yep.
and this like the
That's
fucked
what
up thing
that
is like
shows.
this kid. Like this kid, I've known him for a long time. He started doing tattoos and shit, and like he had a bad reputation with drugs and a lot of bad shit. But like we always got along. Like I saved him from getting fucking jumped.
All right.
And then that day after, like he started selling weed. My other guy moved out of town for like a year, and I showed up at his house. I even felt awkward, like, oh man, I want like, can I get some tree? And he's like, hold up, and then he fucking gives me like a half ounce for $20. Now what had happened was, he was suspected of maybe stealing a friend of ours' wallet at a party at Bill's house, allegedly, and then knowing that he was sitting like selling weed and shit. Like that kid one day we were sitting around with no weed, and he wanted to. I gave him a ride down. He was gonna go look for him and like beat him up and steal his weed. And then as we pull up, this truckload full of kids we knew were like rolling around like, "What are you doing?" And he told them what we were gonna do, and they're like, "Oh, I need some help. We'll drive back around." And then he found the dude and like snatched his shit, and then started punching garbage cans all crazy.
All right. Where and this was what, like at a campsite?
No, this is down in the park,
Okay.
down in Alcott, one night, and he was getting all mad and shit, and like right then this carload of kids rolled by, and they're like, "You guys need any help?" I'm like, "No, we're good." And then like they rolled off, but then I kind of even talked to our friend and like, just leave him alone, like don't fucking take his shit. Like he ended up giving us a shitload of weed, but I saved him. So then fucking. Like years had gone by, didn't know nothing or hear nothing from him, but then I started seeing him on Facebook, like he was starting to clean up a little bit. He got in a hold of like some tattoo shit, and he always did a little bit of art, and his like lettering was really good. So I kind of sat and watched him for like a year and a half to see how he was getting. I'm like, you know what, like I'll go get a tattoo from the dude. Like he's not gonna charge me a lot, and you know his artwork's decent enough.
Well, guess who's tattooing you next?
So, like, he did this fucking T-Rex skull, which is pretty decent, whatever.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
that does look cool. But now,
Like, I'm
did
not
you
mad
draw
about
that,
it.
or is that his
No, he, like,
interpretation?
I drew out a design I liked, and then this is his interpretation. So then, like, I always wanted to get something in the elbow to, like, keep getting this filled in, or the inside of the elbow.
What's
the
the
ditch,
Who
they
did the
call it.
Triceratops?
Oh, my buddy Dave.
Okay.
And that, like, the Triceratops was just because, like, fuck it, like, that was one of them tattoos that, like, I always wanted a Triceratops, like.
If I was gonna get a dinosaur tattoo, it might be a Triceratops. Like in theory, it'd probably be a Triceratops for the fact of when that scene opens up and you see that fucking Triceratops in Jurassic Park
Oh,
for the
yeah.
first time as a kid. You're like, this park exists. This shit's real. It looked like it. That changed my whole fucking childhood.
Oh, yeah,
after
I remember-
seeing that scene.
Reading the book and then like just seeing it at the bookstore and getting it like years before a movie came out, and I was like, this would be a great movie, and then a movie does come out. Like I skipped school to go see it.
Yeah, did you see it in the
the
theaters?
theaters.
Did
Oh,
you see
yeah.
it in the theaters?
And actually, like
I don't remember. I don't think so.
I seen it on opening day that I skipped school to go there. I still had like they gave out like these commemorative bookmarks that say like it's a Jurassic Park ticket, admit one, and I still fucking have it
Oh, dude, better be right here.
right here.
You better be bringing it. That's
Yeah.
fucking rad.
Like 150 subs, you know, I might think about parting with it.
Ooh,
We get some traction, I'll get a fucking tramp stamp tattoo and give up my ticket to Jurassic Park.
you heard it.
I didn't care
Yeah.
about subs anymore. I just want that tramp stamp
Yeah.
on your fucking back.
Oh, so bad.
So yeah, this
We'll pay for it. Whatever has to
So
happen.
like I said, you know, this
bring smiles to Chris's face every time he sees it.
Oh my god. Well, why would I see it more than the one time he shows us because he's got a tramp stamp?
that'll be the intro of the show. The
Oh,
logo.
dude, that'd be hilarious.
That
You
would be
just
the
lifting
logo.
off your shirt and then the camera going into the tramp stamp.
Yeah, so this kid, like, I want to get this elbow done right.
This is horrible to think about, dude.
No, I'm trying to remember. Before I lose the story, I'm just trying to get through it. So I go to a shop, I get the fucking dinosaur skull, it's whatever. I had a couple ideas, like I wanted to get fucking Jack's or birth date in Roman numerals, like at the bottom of my neck maybe or something, like not far out of my chest, but like a little bit there. Because this lettering was fucking great. And I'm like, I gotta get something in the middle, and I'm like, either the Smashing Pumpkin Ghost, and I was listening to a lot of Pumpkins at the time. And at that time of life, like, we were going through Jack's surgeries and shit, and all this crazy emotions. I need to get out of the house, I need to get a tattoo. I was gonna get the Porno for Pyro's devil face, but I'm like, oh, I'll get the Pumpkins thing. I didn't want the, like, extra shade in the background, but when I showed up, like, red flags, but I was like, man, like, I need a tattoo, and then I'm like, I got enough, like, if I get a shitty one, it's not gonna look the fucking worst thing ever.
That's still...
This is before I even pulled in the spot. I'm like, if it turns out shitty, like, I got a
Which
couple...
one was this?
The ghost.
Okay.
And the pumpkin.
So this was the sketchy spot?
So yeah, I show up to this fucking apartment in South Buffalo, and like, I'm in
And every time previous has been
and,
in
like,
a shop, right?
No, usually I go to my buddy's house and get him when he comes in my house. Like,
Okay.
all my shop ones, like, are shittier than my non-shop ones that are just from hanging out. And, so I wasn't, like, too sketched, like, oh, I'm in this weird-ass apartment. You know, like, I don't think the AC was working, and the fan was, like, I don't know, it was all fucked up. And then I thought, like, man, I think my dude's back on fucking drugs. So then right there I was like, I don't know if I should have him do the fucking Porno for Pyro's devil outline. But I'm not fucking walking out without a fucking tattoo or something, because I'm already here. So I switched it to the fucking pumpkin stickers.
Oh, go ahead.
What were you saying?
I think if you wanted to turn that into something, I think I know exactly what would fit perfect there.
What's
The
that?
Slimer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Dude, look at the shape, though.
Yeah.
Like, look at that shape. You could totally turn that into a Slimer.
you could.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Slimer would be
So-
sweet right there.
But I think that's sort of cool, though.
I'm getting used to, like, I didn't like the shading, and, like, I have an idea of, like, what I want to do to fix it. So, I get in the apartment, and I'm like, okay, red flags, but I'm not leaving here. And then, like, I was like, on the fence about it. I had a feeling this dude was back into using and shit, so I had messaged him, or I was like, yeah, we gotta fucking, like, finish working on it or do something here. And we had this thing, like, planned out, and then a couple days later, he got fucking hit by a car and killed.
Whoa! There's another Jimmy Jam fucking delight that you don't see coming. Fuck, dude! You always just go there. There's no lead up. Like,
they always fucking die!
oh my, yeah, they're always dead. Like, is this your, like? Okay, all right.
So yeah, so
holy shit.
So yeah, I got a couple ideas of like what the fuck to do here with this. So
I don't
like
know,
I don't
that
know.
would look pretty solid.
Yes,
You
that's
know,
a good looking Slimer too, right there.
Yeah. Also, that's a light. If you hit that picture again, those things will go down.
Oh.
But also, you can get a life-size Slimer on eBay for $1,300.
That's not a bad idea.
I see one in they had one in that shop in the Eastern Hills Mall. One of those
That's-
life-size ones.
No kidding.
Yeah, they're huge.
So yeah, so that happened. Now, I'm kind of stuck. I'm starting to like it a little bit. There's things I don't like about it. I got
Now
some
you
ideas.
have to save it in memory
What's that?
for your boy.
Well, I mean, I got,
Oh yeah.
and I was gonna keep the ghost and the pumpkin. I was gonna do something with this fucking shading. Now, my personal favorite one, I think still. My second one I got was this fucking moon smoking a blunt.
Okay, let me see. I never seen
That was the
that.
first one my buddy Dave, who did most of these, did.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah.
And just because, like, I was at 18 or 19 and wanted to fucking moon smoking a blunt. I used to fucking sit out, smoke blunts, and look through my telescope all
Now,
night.
what tattoo hurt the most? And how do you handle tattoo pain?
That's funny because the one that hurt the most, either, like, I've been working on this fucking satanic goat.
Yeah, that's
my
the
leg.
new one, right?
Like, this one's been hurting. Inside the wrist where the white pony is. Has been fucking, that was kind of pain. Like, right
Yeah.
inside the wrist here.
Now, how long did the pony take all in?
Not that long. I think when we did the pony, we did the phantoms too.
Okay.
Which, like I said, there's Scooby-Doo style Phantoms. There's a couple like faces, tortured souls, and shit. And I think we did the white pony, so it would stick out like that.
Yeah.
And then my favorite one is this fucking shrunken head.
What's the story behind that one?
Now, were you off to college when that fucking dude lived in the woods and used to trade deer meat for weed?
Yeah. Did he also have like bags of opium?
He might have.
Yeah.
He lived down in Alcott in the woods.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah, you know what dude I'm talking about?
No.
What is it with people living in the woods around these parts, man?
Those woods.
It's the country, man.
Dude.
This ain't the suburbs, bro.
I heard there was a guy who worked at One Eyed Jack's that his literal residence was the woods.
No, he didn't work there, but he was the homeless guy that used to fucking live behind
Nope,
One Eyed
I'm
Jack's.
talking about a guy that actually worked there.
Okay, well, when I worked there, there was a guy that was actually homeless in the woods back there, and he lived there for a couple of years, and in the asked Big Dave about this, in the middle of wintertime, you could hear him screaming. And we didn't know if it was, like, pain or just insanity or both. But me and a couple of, like, kids throughout the years...
He's just super excited. You can't beat this, can you?
No, this isn't the guy that...
It's like I live in their backyard.
This isn't the guy that worked there.
What is that?
But this, like, he lived back there and, like,
Dude.
he didn't want nobody finding him. He'd never fucking make appearances out in public. We've seen him maybe 2 or 3 times over the whole 11 years I worked there.
He never make appearances like he's a fucking local celebrity.
If you're living in the woods,
I would book him all the time.
if you're gonna live in the woods, like, you gotta peek out once in a while.
I'm pretty sure he was on drugs. He would never show up. You think you could trust someone who lives in the woods, but I guess not. All right.
Well, a couple years ago, like, people finally went out in this, like, little stretch of fucking nature in that little particular area, which isn't even that big, but it's just overgrown with shit, so nobody ever goes back there.
Yeah.
Someone finally did. They found a fucking, like, a tarp and a fucking sleeping bag and the remains of the dude.
What the fuck,
Like
man? What is it with you and death? Dude, I knew, like, that one I was a little prepared for. Because anytime you say, well, that one,
Okay.
I got a story. Okay, someone died, so that's fucked up. They found his remains? And what about the deer meat for weed thing?
Okay,
Where does that barter thing come
This
from?
is gonna be the best one of the show. So I'll just, like, I got the fucking pentagram on the finger because I quit the restaurant and I was going to work as a fucking manager at a fucking gas station in the small town where I fucking grew up at. So I was like, I need a fucking something satanic that people can see. But I worked in a
Great business sense, dude.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. So then I worked in a hotel for almost 3 years. I had to cover it with a Band-Aid every day. And most people...
Conformist.
Every day? Every day you had to, for real?
Yeah, just because of company standards, like.
But you got it to show it off to the people.
But now I started working for a corporate hotel.
Oh, okay, all right.
Not at the store I worked at.
Okay,
The store I worked,
no.
the store
Okay,
I worked
got
at,
it
it was
now.
no big thing.
All right.
And then the gremlin tat, which was last week's fucking thing. Like, I just wanted a fucking gremlin. Like how you said, bands and fucking horror movies. Like, what's
It's a huge ass gremlin.
And like, I have them with a fucking straight razor.
I thought it was a 2x4, but I get the straight razor.
And it was supposed to have blood and shit, and we never figured out what to do in the back with it. But yeah, the gremlin tat,
Do
like
the pool party in the back. It'd be sweet.
the pool party.
Yeah.
Alright. The
And then-
deer slinging weed
so-
guy. Let's get back to him, please.
Yeah, because I mean that's about it. Oh, the blue. I had this like blue shit for the. It's kind of Smashing Pumpkin.
That's
fucking inspired because
Behind the Moon.
Behind the Moon. I had that added in. And it's all faded and shit. But that was after Smashing Pumpkins show up in Toronto, and fucking saw like the most crazy Northern Lights ever. After we were stuck in the parking lot for fucking like 2.5 hours.
And Bob Cajun.
No, it was in Barrie. I wish it was in Bob Cajun, where I saw the constellations, but it wasn't. Like next time I go to Canada, like I didn't even know that was a real place for the longest time. But that's like my favorite Tragically Hip song too. So once I found out, I was like, yeah, I got to go to Bob Cajun. So yeah, the guy with the fucking deer meat, like, it was somebody that...
It took us a while, but we got there.
So yeah, you must have been in college. There was this, we get word that there's this fucking dude, lives down in Alcott in the woods, in a house. Or, we didn't know if it was a house, but after going there, it was a house. But it was in the middle of the fucking woods. And he would, if you had deer meat, he would trade you pot. We live in the fucking country, so people have deer meat regularly. And we're kids and we need pot, so, like, we're all trying to figure out, like, Bill had, like, his dad had a bunch of fucking deer meat. We're going down there. So it's this fucking weird dude. He lives in the fucking, like...
Where in Alcott was he?
Like... At the end of Coomer Road, you know, them little weird roads, like that, but not really the bluffs, but...
Was it after Lake Road or before?
Yeah,
Lake
it was
Road?
between Lake and the actual lake. It was past, like, one of them little side deals. So we find out about this dude, whatever.
I just picture this guy, like, walking out with, like, a raccoon hat on, and then he fucking killed himself. And
this dude was whacked. Like, this dude was whacked. I just said that was, like, the remix right there. I better see that in editing.
This dude was.
So there was, like, he was all whacked at, like, he must have had some bad hits of acid in the 80s. And, you know, he was, like, at that time...
That's quite the accusation, man.
And it got to...
It was pretty obvious back then.
It gets weirder to a point where there was, like, grumblings that he was fucked up on acid back in, like, the late 70s, early 80s. I've heard the story a couple different places from a couple different people. There was, like, a party going on at this fucking house in the woods. They were eating acid. This dude may have fucking shot his brother and killed him when he was, like, 16.
And you say it with the biggest smile ever.
While he was on acid. And that's why this dude's all... And, like, he got off. And, like, that's why he's all fucked in the head. Like, I've heard different versions of the story over the years from different people. So, fast forward, like, this is probably the end of high school when we started fucking finding this dude, or still in high school. It's the first year out. Like, a year or two later, I can't remember in the timeline of my jobs, but I ended up working in this fucking factory for a short period of time. And this dude worked there. And I worked with him. And we worked on the same machine, but he was over here. And he was also the butcher at fucking Surefine, or worked in the meat department. Which plays part of the story, too. He's working at this factory, and he's working at this meat department. And he'd get a ride in, and then we'd have our breaks, and he'd always ask me, like... Because I knew him a little bit from before, going down to his house and shit, so we knew each other. And he'd be like, oh... I sit in your car, like, I'll pack a bowl for you. Fuck yeah, you can sit in my car, because we used to be able to go out and break at the same time, we'd just smoke, and then something happened. So, this dude's parents own a fucking antique shop, and it's like, they have a big booth up on Route 5 at that Antique World, or whatever.
Yeah.
But he was also down in Alcott when they started rebuilding them houses, he wanted to put a shop in there, too. So, his parents had, like, a little storefront, and they had just a couple of their antiques. So, and then I'm working with a dude. Comes into work one day, he's like, yo, guess what's... Because I would go see the shop once in a while. I'd give him a ride home once in a while. Guess what's in the shop? A shrunken head. Like, no fucking way. Like, I want a fucking shrunken head so fucking bad. So I drop him off, I see the shrunken head, I'm like, dude, like... I'll buy it. Like, I had money in the bank I was saving to actually do shit with. And I had like $500.
This is like the worst fucking 90s movie ever.
Oh, I know.
Like, he saved up his $500 for like something super important, like life-changing event, like travel the country.
He buys
and then a fucking shrunken head comes into the antique store.
Yeah.
From the fucking guy who used to trade deer meat for weed from.
That is the best 90s made-for-TV movie ever.
Wait, so... this would...
All right, I was just summarizing.
No, I like it. I like it because like I said, like I know where the story goes.
All right.
So he has a shrunken head. I have the I'm like, I'll give you $500 for it. He's like, no, I can't sell it. Now being like a dick, kind of, just because he knows I want it. I'm like, dude, like this is your parents' shop, fucking. And then like I didn't have my tax returns sent out that I didn't do them right away. I was gonna do them. I was just kind of sitting on them. I'm like, I'll give you like the $500 and whatever I get for my tax returns. Like I want the fucking shrunken head. So then he was like being a dick about it. He'd be like, pretend like, oh, mate, I'll think about it. Like, yeah, I might want to sell it. Just like being a complete asshole about the shrunken head because he knew I wanted it so fucking bad.
Yeah.
He'd be like, oh, if you give me a ride home, you could look at the shrunken head.
Wait a minute. Wait.
I know.
Wait, no.
I know that.
All right.
This is like, that's what that means.
I know. When I said that, I was like, what the fuck?
Okay.
So like, there's.
Did you ever see the actual shrunken head? I will go. Let's get there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen the shrunken head plenty of times. It was this shrunken head was about yay big, and it was in a fucking glass container about yay big.
Okay.
It was cool. And like, so this dude
was it worth 500 bones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that has to be going rate. That's a really good price. It sounds.
Okay. Well, just wait to see where we end up with this whole situation here.
All right,
Because I'm trying to get this fucking shrunken head, and like this dude knows it, so he's fucking kind of toying with me. Like, you can come see the shrunken head. Oh, maybe I'll sell it. Maybe I won't. I'm like, come on, dude, just sell the fucking shrunken head. Like, nobody else is gonna buy a fucking shrunken head. I'm like, I'm giving you everything I fucking have for something I probably shouldn't fucking have, because it's like it's weird to have like another human fucking that used to live like sitting in your fucking dresser.
Is it are they really real?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, working with this dude for like another month or two at this factory, and fucking one day we all get to go out and like they let us all go on, or the machines were down or some shit for a while, so because they tried cutting people up from being out on breaks with each other, so we're just hanging around, fucking smoking a shit ton of weed. They finally get the shit back together. We go back, and like this dude's working these two fucking jobs, so like just smoking a shit ton of weed. And me and him are on the same machine. Like I'm on the top, like these bottles come down and drop, and then that drop down to him. All he's got to do is like make sure the boxes fold over. They go into a stamping machine, and then it stamps a time code on it, and like every 6 or 7 boxes is 1 minute, and you just sit there and watch that for 10 hours, driving you fucking insane. So I didn't last there too long. But this dude's falling asleep after we went out on this break and smoked all this weed. And I'm like, dude, get up, like, and his machine, like, he's not fucking folding his boxes over, so his fucking machine gets all backed up. And then my machine, we just happened, like, normally we'd run plastic bottles, but they were doing glass bottles that day. Drops a shit ton of glass bottles down, shatters everywhere. The dude's standing there literally falling asleep. Glass shoots up into his fucking eye, and he's all fucked up. They gotta fucking take him out in an ambulance. And then he had been working there for like 3 years, and he was working through a temp agency, and they hadn't hired him on full time. And usually by then he should be hired on full time, and like he was going the whole protocol, not missing days, whatever. And then he was trying to fucking like put a lawsuit against him for the glass in the eye, and then they're like, nah, dude, like, take this drug test. And then they fired him like, that same fucking day. But he still works at the fucking meat shop in the fucking our small town grocery store, so I still fucking see him. And then I see him around, and I'm like, God damn it! Like I go in the store, like, you can sell me the fucking. At this point, I don't have $500 anymore, but you gonna sell me the fucking thing or not? And he still doesn't want to do it. And still see him once in a while get some fucking weed off.
This kid's eyes all fucked up. He's working this fucked up job, and James is stalking him for a shrunken head.
Why don't you just talk to his parents?
I know.
I can go to the shop.
Okay, so.
Sorry. Here, smoke out of weed first.
So one day I'm pulling into the fucking store, right? And I see him in his whole fucking white butcher coat running out of the grocery store full fucking speed with the local cop chasing after him. Tackles him this is in the middle of the afternoon. Tackles him in the fucking parking lot. And there's like some resistance. He's freaking out. And this dude, like, he was kind of tall, glasses, fucking long hair and a ponytail. Older, fucking whacked out dude. Like I said, stories he may have fucking shot his brother. Whatever. And he had, like, since his parents owned the antique shop, that was his parents' house that he was living in the woods. And it had all the fucking taxidermy shit. And I'm pretty sure we used to get super high over at the dude's house and have these fucking weird-ass eagles looking at you. Like, shit that you probably even shouldn't have taxidermy. Just like shit, but you're in that industry, so you come across that kind of shit. So this dude's getting tackled. There's some yelling and shit. As he's getting tackled, like packages of meat are falling out of his fucking clothes. Like, come to find out, he'd been working there for a long time too, and that was his job to fall back on. But he ended up stealing like $5,000 worth of fucking meat cuts.
What's he doing with all this meat?
Mind you, the beginning of the story. We met this dude by trading him deer meat for weed.
Yes.
And now he's
What's
working.
he doing with all this meat?
I don't fucking know. Because it's not like we ever had a fucking cookout at his house. He never made
a whole other underground meat market we don't even know about.
Oh, probably. I mean,
for like surefine meat
for reselling packaged meat.
He was like literally taking like the best cut steaks and shit and just fucking walking out.
He said like surefine meat. Yeah, dude. Probably there's a market for it. Or maybe that's just how he was getting. Maybe that's all he was eating for like his whole life.
After this whole shit gets settled and like right around that same time that I think I seen in the paper first before I heard it from him. There was the ATF was doing an investigation on a museum heist. Like somebody broke into a museum down in like Mississippi or Alabama, some like weird state you wouldn't even think would have a fucking museum. Like what fucking museums are in Mississippi? Like
Confederate ones.
Yeah, probably yeah.
So a bunch of shit got stolen. Amongst them things was a collection of shrunken heads.
Oh.
And the ATF ended up coming up, and they did their investigation somehow, and they investigated and found that was one of the fucking shrunken heads from the museum, and confiscated it.
You could have had
a
legit shrunken head. That would have been a cash-only deal. They would not have been able to trace you.
Well, and the thing is, like, I want to say the dude might be dead. Like, I seen his obituary or something within the last...
Well, that usually means he's dead, yeah.
Yeah. But...
This dude sounds like a weird dude, so I don't know.
I used to run into the dude every so often over the years. Like, you'd see him walking through Lockport, or if I'm up at the antique roll with my pops or whatever, fucking antiquing. Like, I'll run into the dude, like, he should have sold me the fucking shrunken head.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, like, I don't know, something happened. I don't know the full fucking story behind it, but I was, like, I ran into him a couple times and told him, like, you should have sold me the fucking shrunken head. So, that's why I have a fucking tattoo of a shrunken head on my fucking...
Yeah, I forgot. Alright.
Because of the whole ordeal with this fucking shrunken head.
That's a wild story.
And like I said, like, it was a fucking wild dude.
Yeah, I never met the dude, but I remember smoking the weed that we got from the dude, or you guys got from the dude, but I didn't know the dude.
Don't know if I trust that.
I remember coming back from school.
Oh, we were telling you.
I know, you were like, yo, you got deer meat?
In full English. Yo, deer meat? Did you?
No, I don't think so. I think I checked with my dad, though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's...
that year.
I don't feel this dude's dead.
I'd have to look it up. Like, I swear, I feel like I've seen it somewhere, but I don't know. He's dead to me, though, because he didn't sell me the fucking shrunken head.
Fuck that dude.
Yeah.
Fuck that dude.
And, like, at the street value was, like, 18 grand or something on the fucking shrunken head.
Dude, that's, like, from a museum, though, like,
that's what I mean.
That's even more. Plus, you'd be selling on the black market, so you get 50, 60.
Yeah.
Like, because...
Like, I said, like...
legit.
like it was in a pretty ornate display too. That's why I was like, man, where the fuck did this come from? And I know like they do sell fucking fake ones down there. If you're a tourist, they make them out of pigskin and shit, and mold them. But this was the real fucking deal. Like, I went down and see, like, I definitely took him up on his offer. You can come see the shrunken head.
Yeah.
I will. And that was too bad. It was before like cell phone cameras and shit. But yeah, I just at that point in time, I really wanted a fucking shrunken head.
I've seen shrunken heads before, and it's fucking weird. Man.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's really fucking weird.
But maybe they are the ones made from pigskin, no?
No, this is
a
museum. It was a museum piece that got tracked down.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't think... I remember, like, we were somewhere as a kid on a field trip or something, and I remember seeing, like, it was probably the pigskin ones, but they had them, like, hanging, and you could buy, like, fake toy ones, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the only... I haven't even thought about shrunken heads in a very long time.
You watch Beetlejuice lately?
Not lately, but no, that's a good point. It's, yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of what's going on over here with all this shit.
So, why no Boognish yet?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's like I said, I don't know. Maybe because I was waiting for the right
for the
time.
perfect
Maybe
moment. This is the moment.
You're gonna have to have
all three of us have to get Boognish tattoos.
That sounds like such a basic bitch thing to do.
Well, it could be.
Oh my god, you guys! Let's just go totally just go get Boognish tattoos.
But
No, we're in this little clan together.
Sometimes you got sometimes you got to do basic bitch stuff.
No. Oh wait, what?
I don't know.
Is that your creed?
Like it. That's like.
Sometimes.
I'm just saying, like,
that.
How do you be ironic in 2021?
You know, that can definitely be on like a wine koozie, a beer koozie.
Yeah, that's.
Or we can get baby bitch tattooed.
One tattoo I always wanted to get was the New York State license plate with the words "fuck you" on my back for some reason.
Well, there you go.
I don't know.
Right after a tramp stamp.
No. And then the only other thing I've ever been working on for like the last 10 years trying to get the design the way I want it is pirate seagull.
Pirate seagull?
Yeah.
Or seagull... Wait, what?
I was thinking that exact thing you just did.
A seagull that's a pirate with a patch and a sword and a big fucking Captain Hook pirate hat.
Fuck.
And a wooden leg.
I really hate seagulls.
I know,
that
that's why...
That makes me, like...
Maybe like them.
Like, I would maybe hang out and talk to that seagull and see what's up.
Well, the part of the thing is, like, everybody shits on seagulls, and I like seagulls.
How do you like seagulls?
Because I know I'm at a fucking near a beach.
Yeah, but...
Or I'm at fucking Reeds.
Viking, like, after you've been on the water for,
I thought you were
weeks.
going to say because I understand them, and I was going to get very worried.
I don't understand them. But I tell you what, down in the Outer Banks in North Carolina, they have black seagulls, and they'll fucking eat out of your... If you take the fucking ferry to fucking Ocracoke, you stand there waiting in your car waiting to get on it, the fucking black seagulls come and eat shit right out your hand.
Oh, the ones around here do too. You ever eat at like Mississippi Muds outside by Nylonda Park, dude? They'll come right down on your table.
But they're black seagulls.
Yeah, that's weird.
You
never
see these
them,
fucking
no.
Arctic looking motherfuckers around here. Yeah, most people don't like seagulls, but I think they're sweet.
Yeah,
they're just
I went
scavengers.
to the beach over the weekend a couple of times, like just all different spots along the lake. There's seagulls everywhere. I fucking hate those fuckers.
Yeah.
They're annoying.
And like even the
they
noise,
fuck
like
other like birds like up and like drive them out.
Yeah. No, I'm not
There
a
was
big
this
seagull
duck
fan.
though that kept on just coming all by himself, just like mean mugging all the fucking seagulls. There's hundreds of these seagulls, and he's just like swimming through for like no fucking reason, like over and over again just to fuck with them. It was pretty badass.
you know, in a world full of seagulls, sometimes you gotta be a duck.
You could be the duck,
I
James.
get that now. You said that last week. I'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Now you know.
Now I know.
So you want to have a tattoo party, and what do you?
Yeah. I don't know. I always had some ideas, but I would want something completely original and probably based off a lyric or a fucking record or something, but not anything.
For
that's
you,
already been
I'd
done.
picture more instead of just like patchwork pieces, like get an actual fucking sleeve going with all your people you like.
That's what I want to do, but I also don't want it to look lame. and I don't want it to not have
Yeah,
meaning.
you could have Gene Simmons' tongue wrapping around the bottom of Jonathan Davis's dreadlock.
What the?
I'm just thinking about how they interlock.
See who brings this shit
I know,
up?
every
I know.
time.
I was
Well, if it ain't
trying
him,
not
it's
to.
you, so...
I was trying not
when
to.
do I? It's I
Well-
never bring it up first.
I can tell you. Yes, you do.
No.
The
What?
episode about canceling and shit, and you brought up Gene, and you said, "Oh, well, what
Yeah,
about Gene
because
Simmons?"
we were talking about people who
Lack.
really wanted to cancel. I don't normally talk about Machine Gun Kelly either.
All right, that's fair. Sorry. All right, so yeah, no, I would absolutely get a tattoo for sure.
Sounds like a good idea.
But I would, and I want Bob to get one too. I think that'd be great. Me and Bob should get one on the show. Bob in the mask, and you can get your tramp stamp live on air.
I would definitely do
Oh my
that.
God, that would be great.
We should interview
Live
a
stream.
tattoo artist while he tattoos on your lower
We
back.
should live stream it. Live
New-
stream.
Yes.
Newsflash, I was going... My whole plan was I'd have, like, one of my friends come in and, like, do a tattoo and interview him because they got some crazy shit to talk about.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
Yeah.
that's when Bob said that was too much of a flex. He didn't like that idea.
I was just fucking with you.
And
I
that
was just fucking
episode,
with you.
and that
we talked about
episode,
that last
I know.
week.
that episode can never fail because there is the golden fucking pot on the other side of that rainbow, and it's your lower back, and I can't wait to see it.
That's what I'm saying, like...
That
Yeah.
was weird.
I can't wait to see it.
That golden pot. That's
You know what I mean? It was very weird. It was whatever, dude. It's just I want to
It's
see
still not as weird
James.
as getting a Hatchet Man butterfly tattoo tramp stamp.
Is that what it's going to be?
Yeah.
You
with
tell me.
Doors at 7 on one wing and like kitchen at 9 in the other.
And the
Dude,
Hatchet Man in the
with
middle.
butterflies, wings.
The Hatchet Man being like
put a
the
bullet in
actual
there.
insect in between the wings.
Yeah, I was...
Yeah, and you can put a bullet in there too, so you got like the
Oh,
smash-
butterfly
bullet, butter,
wing.
oh, in the
the
wing?
bullet with Hatchet Man and butterfly
Oh,
wings.
man.
Sold.
All on your lower back.
See, the funny thing is, if you don't remember the fucking brief conversation we had about this, you were saying it should have been a fucking Smash Mouth tattoo.
Oh.
Or the-
I do remember that.
Or the dude...
Get the words All Star.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, an all-star tramp stamp.
Oh, that's All Star.
That's a flex.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fucking.
The character of the fucking lead singer.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
my god.
No, I don't know.
Oh man, I'm in. Or Guy Ferrari on your back, and then the little thing that says, "Oh fuck, welcome to Spicy Town." Is that what it is?
Flavor Town?
Flavor Town. Welcome
Yeah,
to
see,
Flavor Town.
I'm not that big into that dude, though. I mean,
You don't have to be.
yeah.
I just watched this comedian do a bit about him, and it was so fucking funny. And he's like, "What did Guy Fieri do to anybody else besides like make them food? He like has a charity. He like donates his time. He does like all this shit." But like he has dyed hair and a bowling shirt. Everybody gives him fucking. Everybody hates him. And I was like, "Fuck, he has a really good point."
No, that is valid.
Yeah,
Yeah, he never really did nothing to piss anyone off.
but he just looks like he like
He
don't
has,
wanna like him.
he has.
Yeah,
the
he's
look.
that it's that Californian look.
You know what it is?
it's
No,
not.
it's the shirt with the flames on. it.
Yeah.
it's the bowling shirt
And
Like-
the beach blonde
Even-
tipped
no,
hair,
the-
fucking.
No, it's the ensemble.
I mean, the ensemble plays a big part, but I think it's the whole thing on him, like, because it sort of comes off as like manufactured by a television company, if you ask me.
Yeah. Like he's trying way too hard to
Yes.
be an all-star.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Get your game on.
And he totally does like remind me of that dude.
and that's probably part of it. And he kind of
He
looks
probably
like,
was like, "What would Smash Mouth do?"
yeah, he probably would.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's that dude. So, anyway, there's a little story time for you tonight. I know
Go ahead.
we had an episode earlier. It wasn't so funny.
Whoa!
Oh yeah, I know. Never mind. What was that?
I was just gonna say, the kitchen. I'm in the fucking.
I know, I
I'm
was
in the
gonna say-
pilot seat right now.
Oh yeah,
James.
you're right. You're right.
Now, I'm gonna say this. We're getting tattoos. James will have a lower back tattoo soon. Thanks for watching. Kitchen's closed.
All right. Good job with the
Yeah.
cactus chair. See, it's a whole different fucking.